Hello, Capricorn. I'm Adriana. I've got an intuitive reading for you today. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I will be doing also an extended version, which the link is in the description below. And we'll go deeper into whatever comes up in this reading and more information. I can't really predict what information comes through. So if this reading resonates with you, I do encourage you to check it out. So getting, just to start us off, some animal messages. Okay. We've got the bison, red-crowned crane, which is always fun to say, and the wolverine. Okay, this is a challenge to stand up for yourself and to stand up for your family in a way that is true to you. And what I mean by that is family isn't necessarily people that are related to you by blood. Family is who your heart chooses. There's soul family, who your heart chooses, and then there's kind of birth family, which is your genetics, right? So family for you right now needs to be defined by loyalty, the red-crowned crane. And this may not be the family of origin, your birth family. So this is about being very fierce in your discernment about what that loyalty really is. There's a little story that goes along with this card about a crane that becomes the adopted daughter of a really poor couple. I think it's a Japanese story. But it's she becomes the adopted daughter, and she becomes like a good luck charm for them because actually she's magical and she creates this, she spins fabric for them at night. But all this stuff. But anyway, so she's a magical being, so she chose a family that was human, and the humans also chose basically to adopt an animal, a half person, half animal. But they felt a heart connection to each other. So even though they were kind of, not all the same, not from the same blood, not of the same type, there's still a loyalty. And this wolverine showing up says to me that you're having to stand up for this a lot. Either stand up against people that are not loyal to you, or stand up against those who don't understand this family of yours. Stand up against those who think that this family is odd or different or just is just weird. But do your own thing and stand up for it. That's basically the message with these cards for you. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. We're going to draw some tarot cards. My camera setup doesn't allow you to see me shuffling the cards, but I am shuffling the cards. So let's see. Please show me where Capricorn is right now. The Moon, Six of Swords, and the High Priestess. So we are moving on to some deeper clarity, but nothing is totally, it doesn't feel like it's totally clear or set yet. We're still waiting for some information to come through. We're just not ready to move on this information. So let me show you these cards. The Six of Swords being the passage between these two moon cards. You see that it's the same kind of moon in both of these. So this is inward energy, but it doesn't feel completely clear yet. It feels like you're searching for clarity, the Six of Swords, trying to cut through and say, okay, yeah, there's this strange emotional thing I've been feeling. I don't really understand it. I'm going to move away from it. But you don't really have clarity as to what it means completely yet. Okay, can you tell us more? Let me think about how to do this. Are we looking more at the High Priestess, or are we looking more at the situation? Okay, we're just going to go ahead and look at what situation is in front of you. Show me the situation, please. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, Tower, Seven of Wands, Nine of Swords. Okay, this is a big split, a big rift. It looks like it was building and building and building and building, and then this kind of explosion came, an argument, a fight, or just a complete dissolving of the way things were the tower in the middle here. And there's still some fallout. You're not sure if it's over. You're not sure if it's done. And it's kind of like aftershocks. You know, you have the big earthquake, but sometimes it's the aftershocks that do more damage or you have to be careful of. You're kind of in this stage of not being sure if there's going to be aftershocks. Okay. Look more closely at the Seven of Wands here. Yeah, it's interesting because it's not so much that there are aftershocks, it's just that you're worried that there are going to be aftershocks. Because this thing built for so long, you're kind of thinking, can it really be resolved so fast? Can it really be over so fast? Surely there's going to be a second wave. If you've read the actual book series of the Lord of the Rings, there we go. And if you haven't, then I think you have to stop watching the video right now because I'm going to give you a spoiler. In the movies, they kind of end it. They change things a little differently where things end and it's resolved and everyone's happy. We have this happy ending. But in the book, the Shire is actually contaminated. You know, in the movies, they go back to the Shire and it's like nothing changed. But that's not the way it was in the book. The Shire was also touched by the drama and the negative energies that were at play, the dark forces. So I won't give you any more details, but the point is that you're kind of thinking like, okay, it can't just be like the movie where everything ended happily. There's going to be something else, and you're worried about there being something else, and so you're kind of just waiting for it. You're like, okay, come on, give it to me here. I'm ready, I guess. So let's see what your soul is teaching you with this situation. What is the soul teaching, please? You know, I also want to underscore how deeply traumatic this tower moment was for you. And so you got to give yourself a little bit of credit for getting through it. And so it makes total sense why you might be a little bit shell-shocked or a little bit like gun-shy, just thinking that something's going to happen. It's kind of like a little PSTD going on. What is your soul's message in this? Seven of Cups, the Magician, Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Okay. It's very important that you do not choose illusion in all of this. When so it's like we had some raw energy, some power unlocked for you, but you are in this place of maybe being seduced by choices that aren't there, seduced by fears or seduced by illusions. That's why I was thinking and feeling that perhaps this is self-created. It's not real. You're just kind of thinking it's going to become real. There's all of this creative energy, the Queen of Wands supporting the Magician, all of this creative energy that is available for you to go forward. And that's really the gift of the Tower. In some decks, they talk about the Tower being a revelation, which I kind of like. But the reason why a lot of people get scared with the Tower is because it has this reputation of being chaotic or calamitous or really shocking or really upending. But the point is that if such a Tower moment needs to happen, it needs to happen. It shows you the strength of the dysfunction that was in place. So the stronger the explosion, the stronger the dysfunction was. And if we step back and think about this rationally, wouldn't we want to lose the dysfunction? Wouldn't we want it gone in one fell swoop? Wouldn't we just want it completely like wiped out of our life? So in this way, the Tower can be a gift because it comes down and says like line in the sand, we cannot keep doing this anymore. Okay. You know, it's like when I had a breakup a few months back, and there was a word said that it was meant to be a joke, but there was so much truth in the joke. When I realized how much truth there was in the joke, I could not go back. And it meant the dissolving of this relationship. But the thing is the relationship needed to dissolve. It was like This is a terrible metaphor. It was like a zit. It was ready to go, but it just needed that extra push. And so that was a tower moment, like, oh my God, I've heard these words. We can't go back and continue pretending like those words weren't said, because those words were actually symptomatic of a bigger issue that we had both been just avoiding. So it's a gift when it comes out, because it allowed me to move forward move on, to let go of this relationship and move on to a much better situation. So this is about understanding that when raw power is released for you, Capricorn, it doesn't all have to end in something bad. It doesn't all have to end in something fearful. Take the energy, this lightning, it's like become the lightning rod for the lightning that strikes the tower. Take that energy and then start to build something new. The way is paved for you. All of this is available for you, but start to build something new. Okay? I'm wondering why I looked down at that point. That's really interesting. Why I need to find out why I looked down there. Okay. 9 of Cups, Queen of Cups. All right. This is such a deep desire within you, Capricorn, that it's almost like you don't want to face it. What you're wanting to create, because the tower came down, is so wonderful. It's just so fulfilling in your heart. It's like a wish come true, but it's so deep and so precious that you're afraid to admit it, and you're afraid to believe it could come true. So in our extended, we're going to look at how you can bridge that gap between being afraid of this thing coming true and between it actually coming true. Okay, how you can coax yourself over this little hump between, oh, I'd really like it to come true, but I'm so afraid if I put this desire out there, if I'm disappointed, I'm going to be completely torn apart. We're going to look at how to bridge that for you. So if this resonated with you and you'd like to check out the extended, it's in the link below, and I'll see you over there.